him before, but it was at the NIA that I saw him and I had people calling him Bombardier, Bombardier.
The reason why I asked this question is as at the time you were in detention, Bombardier was also in detention. So he could not have been the person to torture you. What do you say to that?
I don't know him personally, but somebody called Bombardier was there. I saw him standing.
You see, on the 9th of June, 2010, Bombardier appeared before the High Court on charges of treason.
Bombardier ya samba kiti bungo nyati ngola tumirol la memu jamfa ya kiti tumirol.
So in 2010, Bombardier pretty much resided at Mile 2 prison.
Bombardier 2010 sa kono wato la be kasi bumbato memu Mile 2.
I have the report of the alleged coup d'etat of 2009.
2009 tumiro menge me le kan coup d'etat
in which Langtombong Tamba, Bombardier, alias Kausu Kamara, and others were charged with treason.
Damento Langtombong Tamba, nin Kausu Kamara, Kafa Bombardier, and Indo Kotangol Dabe, Tumiro Mentono, Memu coup d'etat.
So they were all in prison, and he could not have been the person to torture you at the NIA.
Wato la Bombardier, Wato Abenun Kasibungotelungo, Atakeno la modi, membe tarlo mabere, or Dingiranindo, Itarteki.
What do you say to that?
Sekeno Bombardier to Bombardier Lombarga Bombardier to Moijele.
It could be. I don't know Bombardier, but I had people calling the name Bombardier there.
And would you accept that this may be a case of mistaken identity?
Ko ebeson na nyinno la ko fo nyimbe la kula de meya lonko ye mole sude meya lonko amanke wo moti.
Manje muta because mfana mafu Bombardier and lipa.
Well, I cannot take that part because I didn't say that he was the person who beat me.
But of course, the insinuation, the suggestion is there that the people who were in the room with you, including the person you identified as Bombardier, are the people who actually tortured you. That insinuation is there.
Wala nyindi ko molla melo ma bere ngo bungo kono je abe kono je bombarder to be jele andu ngo mol wolle tarta mol kono mera ngo wolle lipa bungo kono
nsonta je la bare bombarder to nga bombarder lonne bar mam bombarder ntafono la ko moy ko nyine famo bombarder.
Well, I can accept that, but I cannot even identify the person who is Bombardier. I cannot point him out to anybody.
Was Malum before?
Because I didn't know him before.
Okay. In view of the information I just provided you about the fact that Bombardier was in detention at the time and could not have participated in your torture, would you now accept that Bombardier was not one of your torturers?
Kasuji ning hanin kabi kibaro laga mendi la jang membe suji ning Bombardier la kuala ko wato men naite betar ibo bungo ngone be lipa kan Bombardier o wato la be kasibungo tole atamanke moti me yalon ka be mabere nun dingirato bungo nyin kono tarte bude kan bungo nyin men kono je ko be sonna o malba
wonte jabir ko isoto no lawto because nte lota damante wala mam Bombardier long so in son ta otolo o man son otolo mam Bombardier long ngato mo le Bombardier.
Well, that's something which I cannot accept because I don't know Bombardier, I cannot identify him. But what I heard at that time was someone was being called as Bombardier. So this is how I also came to know that this person is Bombardier. That's all what I know about him.
In essence, in the room, in the office of Lamin Dabo, You do not know the identities of the people who tortured you.
or hanin kabi officer kono memu lamin dabal officer ko nyin kono je hanin kabi aman sene mambata ima long mol la melbe maberi ngo bo nyin kono je o lamin dabal officer nyin kono je ime long ime sute
Mol long.
Yes, I don't know them.
Thank you very much.
in barabake
So now let's move on.
silanga tenteng
You have talked about several torture sessions.
ye buteri ben jamal lelfo
So, and you told the commission that you agreed to sign a statement
andu yenyin fo commission o inata na sonne ka kayto do sign
on the day your child was taken upstairs by Omar Cham.
lungo menna idimma nyin ya samba bunjango santo me ya samba je wala mo kilindi ka me Umar Cham.
And in your testimony, you said he threatened you that if you do not give them what they want by signing this statement, then you would not see your child again.
Andu yenyin fo commission o ila seda ndiro kono ko iko Umar Cham ye silandi akoye ko ning ayata itol isulata menna ibulu nima wodila idingo nyin itajela.
Is that your testimony?
Fo wala mu ila seda ndiro di wala fo ba
Ade.
Yes.
Is this the truth?
wala mtonyati
Wala mutonyati.
Yes,
The
that's the
absolute
truth.
truth.
nyina mtonyabeti
Wala mutonyati.
That's the
You
truth.
are under oath.
be kal wala koto de
Wala mutonyati.
That's the truth.
Now let's proceed.
silanga tenten woto
But before all this time,
bari janni nyi watol be
you have had other encounters at the NIA where you have seen boxes being brought.
ye ini ye choki nyomo warde nyo ise nyolo soto ni mol tema jele damen to yalon ko ye box o dol jeje
Can you tell us about it?
fu kuma fo nye fo si fen kuma fo no nyawo ko to ba
Ade.
Yes.
Please proceed.
tenten ya fo nye
Boxo sifa juma.
What kind of boxes?
In your statement, you told us that some soldier came to the NIA carrying a box.
ila kuma kan ro membe saferin ya fo je ko sojaro ro na taji NIJ anim boxol
And you assisted in carrying the box.
andu yedde maro ke ala pour ka boxol nyi sika
Is that true?
fo mu to nyalti ba
Ade.
Yes.
Kindly tell us the story about this box and the contents.
silang kuma fo nyi boxol la ko to anim mun be boxol nyi kono
Boxo nyulu amanke sinya kilinde o fulati ngamere sinya saba.
The case of these boxes was not only once. I think it was up to 3 times.
So nye boxo samanan sinya follow.
The first time that this man came with that box,
So malong abe fabe hawjere nebang anatantela rumo kono.
I don't know whether he was in a hurry, but he came to my room.
Boxo nyin tuje.
He left the box there.
Bari ngaje boxo nyin be mammankan.
But I saw the box being shaken around like it was moving.
Yeah. So anatafo nyeko nyin boxo nyin asamanye jana numola office ndekata le science.
Then he told me, help me and take this box to Numo's office because I am going away right now.
So natana boxo nyin sika ngasama numola office.
I took up the box and took it to Numo's office.
Who was this soldier?
mala mun nyi sojaro de menye nyi fo e pour ye boxol samba e
Ngato lonne num, but I remember at this very moment.
I knew his name before, but I cannot remember it now.
Does the name Faring ring a bell to you?
ni ye farin to moy fo si ku mamandi sondo mo kono ba
Maybe Mfalli.
Mfalli, maybe it could be Mfalli.
Mfalli.
In Fali what?
falli nyaadi
Adera or Kebe. One of
Yera or Kebe, one of those.
Could it also be Jabang?
fabe kala jabam fanan
yeah, Mfalli Jaba.
Yes, Mfalli Jabang. Yes.
So Jabang,
Fali.
Fadera, Kebe?
Mfalli is correct.
Mfalli
Fali
is correct.
is correct.
Yeah.
Do you know the which institution he worked for?
ya na be do ko la do ku bunda jumal to ba
Ngamme mo security la nunje ka fanye ikabe do ko la state guard.
What I heard from the other security people there was that he was one of the state guards personnel.
In your statement,
ila kuma kan safere ngoto
You said this guy was an officer called Jabang.
iko nyimu do kulalti ka me jabang
Mfalli lemu.
Mfalli is the name.
And would you agree or would you say that his last name is Jabang?
fo say ba fo la fana be sonna le bu ko akonton mu jaban neti ba
Inga tara wala be suffering because nga men remember ala muso ni na muso e contact so and ala muso fanan ka jaban to fanan fole.
Well, if that is what is written, it could be because his wife had contact with my wife, and his wife used to say something, a show name like Jabang.
Do you know what eventually happened to him?
yalo ne munena na ka o mari la bang o nya la bang ko nya la bang
After some months nga jele ya fanan detain je in the same NIA.
After some months, this person in question was also detained at the NIA there.
Good. So we have now a Mfalli, who worked with State Guard and was subsequently detained at the NIA.
silang ngam falli to soto jang me ya lon ko abe do ko la state guard memu masala korda batoti nyala ba woni inata na fana muda ya sindi NIA.
So this guy
nyimari
came to the NIA headquarters
anara NIA la korda bato
and he carried a box. That's
anin nyim
what you
kunewodo
said.
anin box odol kunewol yewla
And you said he left the box in the room that you were.
ko ay nyim kunewol nata wanto box wala ay nati ay londi bungu men kono.
What did he do when he put the box in your room?
ay muneke biringa nyim box wol ta ay londi la bungu kono je
Among boxol London na bunkono nyam because reception obe bisir na mol jamal be reception auto then ikadunte yanan among kem falli damati
Well,
ukakele several times.
that happens there several times because the reception is always busy. So sometimes when there are a lot of people around at the reception, some of them will come into my room and go. So the same thing happened with him. That's how he was at the reception. Not once, not twice, it happens, and that's how he came into my room with that box.
Could you give us an indication here?
isi
The
taman zero tandina
relationship
jang
or the setup, your office, the room you occupied, and the reception. Can you give us an indication here what the setup was so that we can have an understanding?
o isi taman zero tandino na jambang ila office reception wala mi ka lundangol jiya da men do ni nata anite bungo bebe bungo men kono aba lorin nyaadi le fo isi taman zero isa taman zero no nya jambang
Sata man ser no.
Yes, I can.
Go ahead.
tenteng ya itandinya
I mean, misal fe nyenyin tableau move yake almost 1 meter from the door.
Almost, if you move that table and put it at a place almost 1 meter from the door.
Let the record indicate the table of the executive secretary.
mbatu safero nyi puru ayatilinde puru na safer la nyi na tabulo ba na executive secretary la tabulo ba
And the door he's referring to is the exit into the commissioner's conference room.
andung ibe bunda men na wala nyinti commissioner ka finding ani bunda men na mbate ka dung ani bunda men na
See?
tenteng
Comme hoto be kela main hall olti nyin side door all be kela ntela room oti.
Like that will be part of the main hall, but on the side will be the area where my room was located.
And the witness indicated where the how do you call it, the interpreters are located.
Yes, just he pointed towards where we are sitting.
Yes.
monday chodi roge damento fanna la wala damento mafan wala memu kanna sorla le sirin damento mafan ko mala mulunke la marakarola
That place you occupied, what was it?
tebe dinkira mento je be sabatirin damento mum bunna unjeti
Taka imbe jele no bar mum bunne jeti moto lo.
Well, they just placed me in that room, but I don't know what room it was or what room it is.
Was it an office, was it a cell, or was it just a waiting area?
bungo nyinge selo lembang fo batu dula dinkira lembang fo office lembang
Nteto phone wala de.
I cannot say that.
Did it have a desk?
fo ay siran wala soto lebang
No, fente je.
There's nothing in the office.
Did it have a mattress?
ay la soto lebang
Siramo be je siramo be lori je bar mfon le ka siramo londi je matlal be semberin je.
Yes, you have some matlers which were placed against the wall. And as for the chairs, it is we ourselves who bring in chairs into the room there.
Okay. Why did Jabang or Mfali leave the box there in your room?
Mune ya sabu Mfali Jabang mune ya sabu ayi box wall nati ayi tu ibe bungo men kono.
Molonko.
I don't know.
But he eventually asked you to take it to Numo Kujabi's office.
Bari akumunda ko nyi nyala bango narna foye pour ya samba Numo Kujabi la office kono.
Ah?
Yes.
Why didn't he do it himself?
Mune ya sabu da fam kunde mo ma ke afaye ka samba ji.
Ngaje fanam fole ako abe hawjiri nga samba Numo office.
I said that a little bit earlier. He said he was in a hurry and he asked me to take it for him to Numo's office.
But weren't you a stranger to him?
Bari foyta man kay lundango ti ba.
Mfali na jamal kije ayente je odulato.
Mfali came there several times and he used to see me there.
Were you familiar with each other?
Ina dalta nyola la ba.
Na mandali nyola bar ay na jamal kije ayente je.
Well, we are not that acquainted, but he came there many times and he used to see me there.
It would take a great deal of trust, wouldn't it?
Wobe kala kulanna kunyoba kulanna manyoma balti al muflo tema wata.
To just entrust such a box
Kanaka box wodi mola don kat karfama.
to someone that is hardly familiar to you.
Mola me ya lonko ani mari mandali.
Ina fen jamal ka tambe o bungo kono memmanke mfalli damati.
In the NIA, a lot of things used to pass through that room, which was not only Mfali.
Well, we will come to that.
Bina otole.
But you said this box was moving.
Bari ko nyim box woni atata ka mamang.
Did you eventually know why the box was moving?
Silang ko nyi nyala bang ya londe bang ina na londe bang dalilo me asabu nyi box woni aka mamang.
Ah?
Yes.
Tell us.
Fo nyamba.
Nata lon turum falli fan la kuma kan lela.
I came to know through Mfali's own words.
Fan la ndela nyinin kam falli munebe jang boxo nyin kono akonye de nano le beje.
I asked him, Mfali, what is inside this box? Then he told me that this box contains a baby.
Was the baby alive?
De na no nyinga be balurin.
Sila dole yes, sila do ma manje be boxo nyin kono.
Yes, in one way, yes, but in another way, it could be because I didn't look inside the box.
No, on this, let's first talk about this particular instance. The first instance
Ngadiamu ku fo nyin folo nyin ku kelo ku folo nyin.
came with the box
Nim box woni nata.
and left the box with you.
Ay nyim box wota aya tuibulu.
You said the box was moving.
Iko box woni tarata ka mamang.
Why was the box moving?
Mun dalil la sabu nyim box be mu mamang kanu.
Ndela nyinin kan kan falli la boxo maman kan fo sise ole beje akonye hani. Akonye molle mo atondi de nano le ba kon asamba numo la officer to sign.
Well, I asked him, Mfali, your box is moving. Is it a fowl inside there or what is inside this box? He said, yes, it is a baby which is inside this box, but help me and take it to Numo's office.
And what did you do?
Sila ite na namuneke.
Ate fintita fanam fintita direct
He went out and I also went out.
Where did you go?
Ite tata mintole.
numola office.
I went to Numo's office.
With what?
Ine mo.
Boxo nyin asamba numola office.
The box, I took it to Numo's office.
Did you see what was inside?
Fo inata na jele bang muna be box woni kono bang.
Mon boxo mayele andu maje membe boxo kon bar boxo nyimbe maman kan.
I didn't see what was inside because I didn't open the box, but the box was moving.
Did you hear any particular noise being made apart from the movement?
Na bota mamango nyinna fo kuma maka mo moyle ba membe ki ka box woni kono bang.
Fanan nene soto tale baro manke nyi sinya folodi.
That also happened, but that was another time different from this first time.
So, did this event happen in 2009?
Nyim ko nyim fa kera 2009 sa wala kono bang.
Mo sawo nyi mutade.
I can't remember
Or
that.
rather, you were arrested in 2010, so
Yeah,
it would have
probably.
been in 2010.
amunda yemuta 2010 sangola kono yako bwenni
Yes. You were arrested in 2010.
2010 sangola yemuta
Man sound you remember.
I can't remember the year.
Well, I can tell you it's 2010 because I have your statement here. The statement you gave to the NIA.
nte sa fo no en 2010 sangola mkadu ngela kuma kan safiri ngosoto jande ngam yemen di NIL la
and it was on the 15th of April 2010 that you wrote the statement.
Pero karotil tang ani lullem 2010 nam yukuma kan di safiroto NIA
and it was signed on the 5th of May 2010.
and we signed May karo til lulu 2010.
Yes, it was done on the 15th of April, not 5th.
April karo til tang ani lulu amangi April lulu tani lullem.
You agree?
Ison talaba?
I need Manson because Aman can tell a statement.
I don't agree to that because that was not my statement.
Are you disputing the date the
Balanka
document was done?
ilung
I'm
ibala
not
balanka
talking
lungo
about the contents.
lungo nyinne labang lungo men ibe balanka lungo nyinne labang lungo men kibaro nyindi kayto kono bang fo membe fudurin kayto kono ibe balanka
I am not talking about the contents, I'm talking about the date.
ko amantara diam kan kuma kan wala membe safirin kayto nyin kono de abe diam kan menna kula wala lungo nyinti membe safirin je kayto bala
A long or member suffering, the Manson film because long member suffering more long remember. Member suffering kaito kono on 1030. The more suffer.
Well, the reason for disputing this is what is written in that document is not my statement. So the date written on the document is a day which I cannot remember.
But you still dispute that your arrest was in 2010.
bahan gabi balanta nyinne ko ila mutaro nyin amanke 2010 sangote
Mambalande nkole ko malung remember.
I'm not disputing the date, but I said I cannot remember the date.
Yes, but you are now being reminded.
right saying
It was in 2010.
2010 le
Do you
yesa
agree?
kasoro fo isonda wala ba
No, Mambalan tarakasola le, but Mambalan, but the malung remember.
No, I'm not disputing, yes, but the day itself is what I cannot remember. But I agree that I went to jail.
All right, I would check it online.
ko bede yata mba jubela on jaman labang kibar bundaro
The newspapers hardly lie about date of events.
ko kibar bundal kaytolu wol kapuru ye fon ya fo lungol la abuka siyade
Just a moment, it will soon come up. It's not a controversial issue, but I would just want to tell you
laftala ka fo e
that this event happened in 2010.
ko nyin kera 2010 sangola kono
You agree?
isonda labang
Mambala made, but in telema, I didn't remember.
No, I'm not disputing that. But the day is the date I cannot remember.
Okay. All right. So on this occasion, you went to Numo Kujabi's office.
itata numo kujabela office kono
You have this box in your possession.
inen nyim box o ibulo kono
And then what did you do?
sila yemuneke
Silum follow, I didn't know actual office in Finditaje.
On that first occasion, I took it to Numo's office, I gave it to him, then I left his office.
How did you give it to him?
ya di ala nyaadi le
Alon the ala officer Nikono.
I just went and placed it inside his office.
Where was Numo at the time?
numo abenu mintu wala o wato la
The mobile office.
He was in the office there.
Did he see you?
faye jele bang
Ah,
Yes.
Did you have a conversation with him?
ina e kuma tala nyo tema le bang
Lum follow Naman, come so to men follow.
On the first day, we didn't exchange any words. He didn't tell me anything.
What did you do with the box?
yemuneke box o nyinna
Alon Dala office.
I just placed it inside his office.
Did you show him that you were placing a box in his office?
o ya itandala la ko mfelembe box o londi de la bon la office o kono ba
Phone be ya phone ya venna.
Yes, he was sitting down looking at me.
So you uttered no word?
man hani kuma kan findindi da ko
non ka ne ko ngani sambe na ko nyalondi.
What I said was, they told me to bring this for you. He told me, put it down.
Did you hear the baby cry?
fo ye dena no ya mo la be kumbo komba
Fanan sotta baro wonte o lum foloti.
That also happened, but not on that first day.
So this particular day, the baby was moving in the box, but no cries.
mum dañu lum folo ni ne wala mi de dena no nya be mamman kan boxo kono ron bara manta kumbo kan
Ade.
Yes.
And you did not open the box to see the baby.
no bari boxo ni fana imanna na daayele pour ka long membe je ka dena no je
Hani.
No.
In your honest statement,
ila tutte sedandiri tonya yare ngoto
you are under oath.
e be kalole kotot
Did Falli or Jabang or Falli Jabang or Falli Kebe or Falli Fadera, did the person tell you that it was a baby inside the box?
tilon kono e be kalole koto fo falli jaba fo falli fadera fo falli nyaadilem fo aya fo ne ko nyim boxo kono membe je walam dena no tiba
Ade.
Yes.
And you could see the movement or you could feel the movement of the box.
andum boxo nyi ka jele ka abe mamman kan
Yes.
Where in the office did you place the box for Mr. Kujabi?
nyi boxo nyi Mr. Kujabe mem numo Kujabe lo fso kono ya londa lo fso kono min do ma fanne
Idun tala office to Marakarola konya alonde nga box alonde je.
If you enter his office on the left-hand side, in the room there, he told me to put it down there. That's where I placed it.
When was the next time?
mun sila jubala mun sila do kota ngoti
Mamara after a few weeks after.
I think that took place after a few weeks.
Then what happened?
mene keta
Same time anim box nata.
The same time, he came with a box.
What time of the day was it?
ilo montoro wari juma
Aka ke somanda juno let.
It always happens early in the morning.
Like what time?
misal fe montoro wari juma
No malum wati juma but somanda juno let.
I cannot estimate the time, but I know that it is in the early hours of the morning.
But what does early hours of the morning mean to you?
ni ko somanda juno le mo koto mo munati ite
Somanda juno dro janni 9 o'clock lem.
Early in the morning, that's before 9 o'clock.
Before people go to work,
enne mol bita
while
do ko
people have already gone to work,
waranto fajje warra mol tara do ko la
or later?
o katawe nyato la
Janni mol bita janni safo ko before 9.
I can say before 9.
When it happened, did it all happen at the same time or at around the same
o
time?
nyin kufulol be la kyo fo aketa o montoro wati kilingol la bam fo aketa is be nyoy nyato
Nto fona ko be keta monto wat kilo ba man tara sinde ka wato jibe wati mala temina.
Well, I cannot say that they all took place at the same exact time, because I don't check time, because I was not sitting there to check on them or check on time.
We want to know. We all know commission would start in the morning, not early in the morning. So on these events, did it all take place in the morning?
laftar ka long ka to na commission o rajang ni be silan kasi somandalla am ngalo na ko sonda juno di fo akenyi ni gamen wala mi fo be keta wati kilingol la ban somandala ba
I remember all keta somanda.
Once I can remember, all took place in the morning.
All three events.
ni sinya sabol be
In hakilo man bo.
If I,
Sinya fulo keta somanda. Ase
If I
keta
have-
ke tilbulo man men kala hakilo man memuta.
if I can remember,
Ku keri ngollem.
if I can remember properly, these first two incidents took place in the morning, but I know it all happened.
So tell us about the second incident.
se ko fula nyawo nyinga fanyamba
Fulanja ni ofana boxo lem.
The second time it was also a box,
How many boxes?
boxi jelu
Killing.
one.
O boxo ni ngasamba fo numola office wato lem ngadi no kumbo ko mo numola office kon.
I also took that box to Numo's office, but that was the time inside Numo's office I had the baby crying in the box.
Inside the office.
office o nyin kono
Numola office kon.
Inside Numo's office.
Yes. And on this occasion,
ni lungo nyinna
why were you in Numo's office?
Muna-
office o kono to le
ebe numola office kono min dole
anata fo nye si
When I entered Numo's office, he told me to sit down.
ako nye me o mere ndin samana jang ikana fo moy andi mo kana amoy la fana
He told me whatever object you bring into this office, never talk about it and let nobody ever hear it from you.
What was he referring to?
etela fa muro da tarta ka munek fo
wala nye nga box o men samana je
And it means that the box that I brought in there.
Was he talking about the box or the contents of the box?
abe box o nyinna kumola fo kam ma fo membe box o kono abe wala kumo fo ka
nte box o le samba je membe box o kono am wala ko mo fo nyede
Well, it is the box that I took there, but whatever is in the box, he didn't mention particularly what is in the box. He just said the box.
No, what I'm driving at.
ko lafita ka membe ka futa damen do jam
What did he not want you to talk about?
malla fi ite ikana dia munne la kola
Was it just the box?
Box on you drone
as
kola
such,
ba
or the contents of the box?
warando fo membe box
He
o
did
nyi
not
fo
want you to talk about.
membe box o kono malla fi ite ikana dia wala kola
nga mera na miro men dina membe box o kono because nga dinde o kumbo kan moyle
What I think is that it is the content of the box, because I had the child crying in the box.
That was the second time.
wala mlum fulan nyaw nyindi
Yes.
So you left the box there.
ye box o tuje
Yes.
On this second occasion,
lum fulan nyaw nyinna
who took the box to the office?
yumale box o nyinta of samba office o nyi kono
the same person
Same person. Mo kilingonyi.
Did he require your assistance to take the box into that office?
fo ay kanindo kani bulle bam pour ya dema pour ka box o nyi samba office o nyi kono bam
ha
Yes.
But it was only one box.
bari box kilingo nyinna
box kilo box dobe je wol nar ko signa fula wala musaban jamati ay box fula le samana
He brought two boxes, but there was a third one also.
No. He brought two boxes, but that was on the third occasion. That's what you said, right?
ay box fula la nati bara box fulo nati sinya sabanya o nyinna sila sabanya o nyinna
So the second occasion, it was only one box.
sinya fula nyaw nyi box killing ay wala nati
And on that occasion, did he require your help to take the box to Numo's office?
o sinya fula nyaw nyi firing ay o box killing o nyinna de fo ay kanindo kani bulle bam pour ya dema pour ka box o nyi samba numo wala office o kono bam
kamone fo signa fula njam fo signa saban jam
Be mem fo kan wala nyindi sinya fulanja o nying. Briani boxo nata. Ay nying kani bulule bang pour yade ma yo boxo fanan samba no mola office.
aw box o nyi atele nyininka wala tan fane alon ko dadde de na no be box o kono because de na no nyimbe kumbo la no mola office
Yes, he asked me to help. So that was the day when I heard the baby crying inside the box when I took it into Numo's office.
So what were you helping to do?
sa ite tarta kamuna de mardi ka kamunke
ka box o nyi samba no mola office because
Take-
tatale
To take the box into Numo's office because the man who brought it had already left.
So on each of those two occasions,
nyi sinya fulol be
he left the box with you and he left.
kanala ay box o tu ibuluje ay ta
Yes.
And this was early in the morning.
nga ke somanda junol
so manda
Yes, in the morning.
Before work.
jande mol bina do kola
ndo fo no la bari so mandalem
I cannot say that, but it happens in the morning.
alon ko NIA mol ka sori nanje bakela
I know that people come early to the NIA office.
The issue I have is that he did not go to Numo's office because there were many people there and in the reception. That's what you said earlier, isn't it?
mun day men fo koma do wala nyindi ko kewni amanta no mola office ko no so watola katu mo jamala be no mola office ko no watola fo yola
Yes.
But that could not have happened early in the morning
baro to kela woto somanda junoti
because people would not have been at work.
katu mol de tara do kudlato watola
Funny memman tara NIA at that moment, but NIA more katara jail even from 7 o'clock.
Well, except for those who are not at the NIA working, but people used to be there as early as 7 o'clock.
And the place is full of people, reception, full of people.
dingira nyi reception ni kalunda wal jiya da bismillah da men do je katara faare mollal
those years, NIA is always full.
In those days, NIA is always full.
Well, that's your testimony.
wala mu la seede yaro de be men di kan commission wala jam
And when was the third occasion?
mun tuma lam sinya saba nyaw nyinti
On a time bole, Janin Sinya Sabanjam Bekela.
Took some time before the third occasion.
Tell us about it.
mo fanyo sinya saba nyaw nyin fana na kuoto
An inbox full of Lenat.
He came with 2 boxes.
And a raffon a kilometer and Yangatanyola Numola office.
He told me, help me and take one of the boxes and convey me to Numo's office.
So now be at a Numola office.
So we all went together till Numo's office.
A box all on indefinite and Numo today.
I placed the box down and I left them inside the office. I left him with Numo in the office.
Was there any conversation?
fo dia mo so da jeedo la ba
Then he came a honey.
I didn't have anything, I didn't discuss with them anything.
On that occasion,
wolungo nyin
did you hear the baby cry in the box?
fo ya mo la de na no be kumbo kan o box o nyin kono ba
Mo fanam for the Wallaketa occasion flanjot in Hakilo Mambo.
That was during the second occasion, as I said here before.
How about the third occasion? Did the baby cry?
sinya saba nyaw nyin dum fo de na no nyin kumbo ta la ba
Fananse Keno, but in Hakilo Mo Muta follow.
It could be, but I cannot remember exactly.
So, on the third occasion,
lun saba nyaw nyin
what assistance did you provide?
ite mun de mar sifa nyaadi le di
A boxola, Namako boxola Sikala Kasamba.
I just helped him to take up one of the boxes.
How many boxes were there?
hani come again
How many boxes were there?
box jelle benu je
Box fuller.
2 boxes.
And how many of the boxes did you carry?
ite box jelle sika
Killing.
1,
And what happened to the other?
mona kera kilindo la
The phone Dosika.
he himself took the other box.
So, did you said that Mr. Jabang or Mfali
iko Mr. Jaba waranto mfalli
was later arrested and brought to the NIA?
ko nyi nyala ba nyi nata na dafa na mutale ya nadi NIA
Did you have a conversation with him?
fo ina ka cha soto le ba
Are they?
Yes,
What did he tell you?
ay muna fo
Phone Nata o Wato Bay Clear and the Co. Ika Mole, Ika Dindo Le Samananjang. From here, Motodo Fanankane Kamake Samba.
what he told me in the conversation was that they used to bring these babies there and another vehicle will come to pick up these babies and take them away.
Did he say where the babies were coming from?
fo aya fo en nyinde na no nyi ikabona mintole
Hakilo Mo Tomade, but Nimfale Kacha Jamal Leke.
I cannot remember that, but I had a lot of discussions with Mfali.
Did he say where the babies were taken to?
fo aya fo en fana nyinde na no iki isamba mintole fana
In Hakilo Eje Muta, Emmanina Jela Auto Akonyale Ibita Eke Samba Kali Lile, Hechia.
If I can remember properly, he told me that they used to take these babies to H.E.'s place in Kanilai.
Did he use a particular word to suggest to you that it was being taken to HE in Kanilai?
fo ay kuma kan na fo bang memba itandile le ko kasamba ekile kanilai
Fananse Keno, in Atara Manina.
Yes, I cannot, if I remember properly, that could be.
What do you remember?
yi hakilo e munda muta
Olem Ninting, I'm for sign.
That's just what I said a few seconds ago.
Did you ask him any other questions?
fo ya nyinin kar do ko tan la ba
Ani?
No,
Do you know to what use the babies were put?
fo yala nyinde na no nyin ike muna fan la ila mundalil la
More fun and long.
I don't know that.
The difficulty I have
ko la men so rajam
is that you seem not to be able to remember much of what you said in your statement about this issue.
Amunta le ko amulundan kifele ko ku jamal beje me yaron ko sujita nyin ko wallahi jama beje ka fole hakilo mamuta nyina talal.
And this is a particular troubling incident or incidents.
Ni mukule me yaron ko ku deta bale me yaron ko aketa.
I was fanan totally because ntemantara mfango la situation auto because nte kujamale taki mentambita.
Well, what caused that is that at that time, sometimes I am not myself because of the hardships I encountered there.
Let me read out to you what you said in your statement.
Sai mbatunga fo ye kuma kangulu men fo ila kaiti suffering oto.
On the third occasion,
Sinya sabanja wonying.
he came with 2 boxes.
Aning box fulale nata.
And he came to the room where I was while carrying a box.
Anata bungo kono ntebe bungo men kono nying boxo babulu.
And said, Mr. Samate, come out.
Akoya Mr. Samate fintinang.
Go to my vehicle and bring the other box.
Tanna mototo ye box do fananati.
I pushed the box and realized that there was a baby inside.
Nga boxo nyi nyori dorong nga lonko dena non lebe nyim boxo fanankono.
And the baby wasn't alive.
Adun dena no nyingo tumo amantara baluring.
We took the boxes to Numo's office.
Utumolom aliye boxo lu samba numola ofisoto.
That's what you said in your statement.
Wala mwela kuma kansa feringuti.
Still na ntefe abemu kuma kilongoleti. Bao sabanja mafo dinno be kumbola.
That's what you said. That's what you said a minute ago.
Well, still now, it could be the same because I didn't say that for the third occasion the baby was crying.
Unfortunately, Mr. Samate, that's what you said.
Between Mr. Samate, aketaku kebaloti bariole fonunde.
You said on the third occasion too, the baby was crying.
Eko, sinya sabanja onyim fanan. Dena no nyimbe kumbo kane, dena no nyim kumbo tale.
Inside Numo Kujabi's office.
Numo kujabila office okono.
Asike?
Yes.
Remember that.
That could be. I cannot remember everything. But this thing happened on 3 occasions.
Right. And you said later on,
and it ended in Foko Wokola.
Jabang got arrested and was brought to NIA.
Wokola lo ye Jabang fango fana muta ya nati NIA.
I asked him, what do they do with those babies?
Nanyininka alikamune ke odena nolula.
And from where did they have them?
Andung alike bondina mintole.
You told the investigators that, correct?
Yo for kisikisirlalien.
Ade?
Yes.
What answer did he give you?
Ateye jabi mune labiri ya nyininkaula.
More remember Jaba yen Jabi menla.
I cannot remember what Jabang replied.
But that too is a bit troubling.
Ofananketa kole ya quote de.
Because this is very important information.
You
agree that this would be very important information.
Yes, I agree.
And if he told you that they collected them in Sukuta, you would have been able to remember that, wouldn't you?
It could be that I will also forget that.
That would be quite strange, wouldn't it?
Because
this would be very vital information.
That's true.
But in this case, did he tell you of an arrangement, of a method of doing things?
Fire kumo foyenne menketa ila kolu tamandi nyati ka kolu tamandi no nyaming. Ayo foyenne.
Jabang kuma Jamal Fonte, but Jabang fanana la family lem.
Jabang told me many things, but Jabang also has his own family. And he has children of his own in this country with his wife.
We are not talking about Jabang's family or his wife or his children.
Mantara Jaban na dimba la kuma fokang ala muso wala la dindingulu.
You're talking about the conversation you had with him.
mbe mem fo kan wolem itenin jaba ye kumo mem fo mbe wole fo kan jang.
What did he tell you about the working arrangements concerning the babies?
Ay mune fo ye do ko nyin tamando la karola wode na nolu la koto.
Man jama mutano hakilo kono de.
I cannot remember all in my mind.
Anni nga muta fana ntepare la kafo because nga lon ko dimbatel fana mu jabanti.
Even if I remember all of it, I will not be. I am not ready to divulge all of what he said to me here because I know that he is also a family man.
Mr. Witness, are you hiding behind confidentiality in order to masquerade some of the deficiencies in your statement?
Saying selo ilafte mabola kullo la kibaro le koma puru ite fon la kuma kangol to fatam fanso lu menu tartaje ilafta lu mabola wala nyama
ni nak kuma kan man fatam fansi keje andu ngalon ko fatam fansi teje bari nte jaban na kuma kangol dolu fono la jang pour dunia yo moy because jaban dingol lebe jaban fanambulu men be baluri.
It's not part of hiding or trying to hide myself behind privacy about Jabang, what he told me. But I also know that there are some things that Jabang told me, which I cannot narrate here, because I know that Jabang also is a family man. He has relatives in this country. But if you want still, we can write everything down on a paper and hand it over.
Yes, we would be happy to have you write it down. You can have 1 minute with Mr. Kambi. Mr. Kambi. Turn off the microphone. And write the information on a piece of paper. And you sign it. Feel free to put the information to him in whatever language you want, English, Dutch, well, sorry, no Dutch, English, Mandinka, whatever.
Kwa hivyo soro ye kibaro nyi safe kawo kawala tubabu kangolo mandinga kango suruwa kango.
Thank you very much, Mr. Witness.
Inumbara bage sedo.
For your information,
Ila kibaro kama.
I believe that Mfali Jabang
Njikita nyina ko mfali jabang.
of the state guards
Membe do kola no mansakunda mansala korda baro.
is late.
Abandale.
That is the information I have.
Unga kibaro le soto.
I will confirm that later.
Mbe otwa nyande le nyaro do manding.
But for what it is worth,
Jarta ko kula.
the information you have provided here
Ye kibaro men din na sain.
is very important,
Akumma ya da bakele.
and it is information that the Commission should know,
Kibar le me yalan ko commission nyen ka long.
and the public should also know.
Andu jamara hamano fana nyen ka long.
I'll provide it to the chairman,
Mba kibaro nyen dila kiamano la.
let him take a look at it,
Pour aya jube.
and see whether this is worth keeping confidential.
Fo ajabe jare la bam fo nyen kibaro nyen yemmendi fo ajare la pour ka mabo ni kullo kono ba.
Because we have had worse,
Kadunga kul mo le men jawya ta nyindi.
publicly,
Jama e men moy.
and violations of a similar gravity.
Ko le me alon ko nyanda tinya lem ko lem kam wala ko tinya men jawya ta.
So perhaps it's not so useful to keep this confidential.
Asike no man jara kay ni kibaro nyen ka mabo kullo kono.
I'll provide it to the chair,
Mbadi la kiamano la fana ya jube.
and he would advise
Be yamaro dila.
whether this is something you should be able to say publicly.
O nyimbe kala kula de me alon ko ite ajare la be jare la pour yenyin fo jamaya moy.
So let's leave it in the hands of the chair.
Siranga ko nyinta nga tu kiaman bulo kono.
But upon reflection,
Bari hanin kabi hakilo e memuta.
do you think that this is something you should be able to say publicly?
Itela mira lo ya mira nyimbe nyimu kula de me yalon ko nyan imanya na kafo jama kono ba.
If you are inclined to say it publicly,
Ninga tra be pare na pour kafo jama ya moy.
then it would not be necessary for the chair to make a ruling on it.
Wota te jare la pour kiamane kango kuntu akonyinto.
What do you say?
E muna soto e be men fola.
Do you want to say it publicly?
E bela fala kafo jama ya moy bang.
And so it may not, sorry to interrupt, it may not be necessary at all. The information contained there is very important. We've heard it before. The public should know what it is. It's nothing personal for him that you need to hold back a little bit. Either he reads the thing how he explains it, or you go ahead and read what is written. It is important for the public to know what's in that note.
Yaman kamem fa wala nyinti ko akumaya ta bakele kibaro men ye men sa fe nyi kayto balat akumaya ta bakele kibaro moy jande men jawyata nyinti fota akumaya ta pour nyim fana jamaya moy yalo membe kering kansul fatu de la foy ba kansul ba di le tele ya karamba membe jeba fo kansul le ba karanda ba barabe kumala pour jamaya moy
O for atele ba fol afangoy.
foy tele ba karanne fa ye yafo
Kadu nyi manke kuti me ya lonko ayete fangole ma wala ite fangola kebaro lem.
Okay.
Please
Yes,
proceed accordingly.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
So, what did he tell you? Where did he say the babies were taken from?
silanga ko e minto la nyimbe nyinde na non nyi ke samba minto la
Ike bondi
minto la sorry
Even the hospital.
They are taken from the hospital.
Did he identify a particular hospital?
fo ay loptano soto to ba men loptano men to fo ba
Aman loptano to for but I nyim fonyal ko musolu men ka ban tingoto.
He didn't mention the hospital, but he said that some women who pass away during delivery,
During childbirth, huh?
during childbirth or delivery,
Musolu dingolu e ka leta
they pick those people's babies.
all leta yes amanang NIA koteke then from NIA yes amba katast atondi yaya jamela dulato kalilla.
These babies are brought to the NIA and later picked from the NIA and they take them to Yaya Jame's place in Kanilai.
For what?
pour munna
Sacrifice.
For to sacrifice them.
That is your testimony.
wala mo ila seede andiroti.
So this is what Fali told you.
Falli ye nyina foye.
You are on the oath.
Be kalole kotot.
Yes, this is what Mfali told me.
And you saw the babies with your own eyes.
Ifango nyalota nyinde na nol kan.
I saw them with my own eyes.
You carried the box or the boxes containing the babies.
Ye nyin boxol sika men yalon ko de na nol be wollel kono.
Yes.
You know the seriousness of this accusation.
Yalla na nyin ko nyin ala nyin tumiro nyin ala ko nyin jawya be nyame yalla na ba.
That the president of this country
Bankola nyaton ko même president oti
was taking babies from hospitals
abe de na nol ta kan ke boni l'hôpital to
and to take them to prison to kanilai for human sacrifice.
Ike samba kanilai pour kateke jalan sadalti.
Well, Mr. Chair, it looks like we don't have a witness for a moment. We have to give the witness the chance to recuperate from the situation. It's a deeply troubling issue. If this is true, it shows how bad our society had gone. But we have to hear the testimony, and the commission would make its findings on the evidence, and the investigations team would give this issue some special treatment, will give it priority, and would investigate it further with a view to seeing whether we can find any corroboration for this.
Munta lead council kamen fote ngulem nyintiko. Nyimu kuleti me yalonko aketa ku sangara ku kolenti ku dimindingu me yalonko.